Hey everyone, welcome to another video here on my beauty channel. This one is going to be a little bit different because I wanted to share with you guys that I finally have dipped into the high-end makeup realm. I have been and always will be a big advocate of the drugstore, but I thought that I would treat myself to a couple of high-end palettes just to see what all the hubbub is about. So the first palette that I got, both of them are eyeshadow palettes, by the way. The first one that I got off of Amazon.com for, I believe it was like 40 bucks. And it's the Naked 2 palette from Urban Decay. This palette has been out about a year and a half, and like I said, I've been a big advocate of the drugstore, so I've stayed away from the high-end stuff, so that is why it's taken me so long to get this palette. However, if I can open it, jeez Louise, there we go. This is what it looks like if y'all are not familiar, which I'm sure most of you are. Comes with this little dual-ended brush, and it also comes with a little lip gloss. My first initial reactions to this palette were not very good. The lighter colors, I had a really hard time getting them to show up, even with a primer. So I was a little bit disappointed with that. I will say that this color right here is called Snakebite, and that one has been and continues to be my favorite shade in this palette. It is an absolutely beautiful color. One of the first times that I used this darkest color called Blackout on the corner, I had black shadow all down underneath my eye. It had a massive amount of fallout. So I was kind of like, you know, I spent money on a palette and it's not working for me at all. However, I did discover if I used a sponge tip applicator to apply some of the lighter shadows, I had a lot better success with them showing up and really giving me the look that I want. So I have now figured that out, so that is perfect. And then I just take it very slow with the blackout if I do use it. And in fact, when I was in Savannah with my boyfriend, I used it as an eyeliner shade, and it actually, I went very slow with it and I got it to look really good but not give me a whole bunch of fallout. So I think you just have to work with it and figure out which way works better for you. I do like the packaging. It is very sturdy. In fact, just before this video, I dropped it on the floor. And the floor in here does not have carpet, so it hit concrete. And as you can see, not a single shadow broke or anything. So very sturdy packaging. So all in all, I am getting used to this palette and figuring out what works. So I do like the palette. Now, will I repurchase it? Maybe not. Just have to see. The second palette that I actually got while James and I were on vacation. The JCPenney's in Oglethorpe Mall in Savannah has a Sephora inside it. And I actually thought I was going to lose my mind because I have not ever been into a Sephora. The nearest one to us is about 2 hours away. We have an Ulta that's about 45 minutes to an hour away. So getting to a beauty store is kind of a trek for us. And so when I saw the Sephora, I had to look around. Originally, I was looking at the Lorac Pro palette, but when I swatched the palette that they had sitting out, I just wasn't impressed with the quality of the shadows. It separated and it didn't feel super duper soft. It could just be that that palette had been sitting there for a while. I'm not really sure. I decided to keep looking around, and I came across the Too Faced Boudoir Eyes palette. The first thing that sold me on this palette, I'm going to show this to you real quick. First thing that sold me on this palette is this color right here called French Tickler. It is a super dark black. It has a little bit of gold sparkle in it. When I swatched it on my pinky, it was just solid color. I even tried to rub it off with my thumb like this, and it did not budge. Not a bit. So that sold me. Plus, the names of these shadows are kind of cheeky and a little bit risque. So why not? It also comes with 3 little cards here with different looks. So that was pretty neat. And it was also cheaper than the Lorac Pro palette. So that's always a plus. It was only, I believe it was like $36, $34, something like that. So I decided to go ahead and get it. And I had a completely different reaction with this palette than I did with the Naked 2 palette. I have loved this palette from day one. The colors blend so incredibly well. They are very pigmented. They're just really soft consistency. I had no problem with them showing up, even the lighter color. I actually used this palette for my look today. So if you want to see how I got this look, I will link the tutorial down below for you guys so that you can go and see that. I cannot say enough good things about this palette. I just love everything about it. The quality of the shadows is tenfold better than the Naked 2, and as far as I'm concerned anyway. The Naked 2 does blend very well as well, but this palette is phenomenal. So that is just my initial reactions to my first dip into the high-end makeup realm with the Urban Decay Naked 2 palette and the Boudoir Eyes palette from Too Faced. If I had to suggest a palette, I would definitely suggest the Too Faced palette over the Naked 2, just because I feel like the quality of shadows are better. But now that I have learned to use this puppy, I think that I will have much more success with it. I will be doing some tutorials using these palettes, of course. Like I said before, I did a tutorial for this look using the Boudoir Eyes, so I will link that below for you guys to see. If you have any comments about these, if you've had success or not had success with either of these palettes, please leave it below. Or if you've done a tutorial yourself using one of these palettes, please leave it as a video response. I would love to see the look that you created. Don't forget, you can follow me on Twitter and Instagram, and you can also friend me on Facebook. All of those links will be down below for you. And please, if you would like, feel free to check out my other channels. Those also will be down below for you. I love you guys. Thank you for watching, and I will see you soon. Bye.